Welcome back. Earnings alert. More big retail names you know reporting results today, including Express, Tiffany's, Costco, and Guess. Retail, of course, has been a sore spot in the current earnings cycle, and the pain is expected to continue. Both Costco and Tiffany's expected to report numbers below Wall Street expectations. Dominick, Tavella is with us this morning. Your take on retail and the health of the consumer today.
Look, the consumer's basically been frightened most of the year. We had a big correction in the markets early on. The economy has been kind of staggering along. The political situation is really scary. So the consumer's been holding tight onto their money. With the exception of real estate, where it's been just on fire, consumers been spending a lot of money in the housing sector. Housing improvement has done really well, like the Home Depots. But, you know, retail, clothing, it's hurting.
Yeah,
it's really hurting.
The consumer is 2/3 of the economy, and now you got people saying no rate hike at all in 2016. That's what Jim Grant told us yesterday on this program.
Yeah, we'll see. And he thinks the Fed is bluffing. I'll tell you this, if the Fed is bluffing, it's a significant bluff, because there's been a litany of speakers lately from the Fed officially telling us that not only are we going to have a rate hike, but we might have 2 or 3 this year, which I personally think is nuts.
I think it's nuts, too.
But the Fed might be nuts, and maybe they think the consumer can handle that. I think recent earnings show us the consumer cannot handle that.
But a lot of the weakness in earnings has been in apparel, and apparel is your weak spot. We had retail sales broadly for last month were better than expected. Online was super strong, up double digits from a year ago. Walmart doing okay. Amazon doing okay. We were looking at a lot of these apparel. I think a number of the names coming out today are apparel. That is like where
Express.
You have way too much merchandise. You already have deep discounting going on. A lot of the spring sales breaking. That's going to hurt the earnings.
So you're saying it's been bifurcated. You really can't do a brushstroke.
Look at numbers like a Home Depot, right? People are stuffing money back into their homes, improving it, but are they buying the new dress and the new shoes?
No. Homes and cars.
And Walmart has done well because it's exposed to groceries. And that's one thing that hasn't gone online. They're more and more, I think about half of their business is now in groceries and food sales.
So how does that play into your thinking on the Fed?
You know, Walmart did great, but I don't know that that's necessarily a great sign for the economy when Walmart does very well, because sometimes that means people are trading down. In other words, they're not spending at higher priced locales, and instead they're going to Walmart where they know they can get the absolute lowest prices. Amazon is a category killer, doing very well, but I think in general, although the government numbers on retail sales were good, in general the earnings were extremely poor, and a lot of it I heard excused by, well, it's just Amazon killing bricks and mortar. I don't buy that excuse, because Disney, for instance, which isn't a significant brick and mortar company, Disney did terribly. So I think there's something broader going on here. I think the consumer's pulling back. I think the Fed, if they hike, they're making a significant mistake, a policy error, by hiking into a downturn.
Yeah, so we hear from Janet Yellen this Friday, then we hear from her, then we've got the Fed meeting on June 15th. So you think a June hike is off the table then?
No, I don't think, unfortunately, no. I think the Fed is telling us that it is very much live. If they mean what they say, June and July are live meetings. Should they be? No, I don't think so.
I agree with you on both points, but I do expect them to raise probably more July than June, waiting for one more data point to be 100% sure.
We'll see how that impacts the market.